So yeah. I haven't done a live in a while. It's been quite some time, actually. It's a long time since I've been live. Is she crying over there? Is my puppy crying over there? Here we go. Love, baby. What is up? Hello, my friend. The repair guy. How's it going, repair guy? How's life treating you? Where are you calling in from? Where are you at? Where are you at? So really interesting. Let's see. Let's get some people going. I hope your night's going good. Yeah, it's going really, really well actually. What about you? What have you been up to? What are you up to? I'm just hanging in there, hanging out. Haven't done a live in a while. West Monroe, Louisiana. Ooh, I like Louisiana. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Haven't been live in a long time, I think. Repairing potatoes pay well. Yeah. At least you always got food, you know? That is a good name, though, I gotta say. That is a hella good name. I like it. And Zach, what's up? Preparing potatoes, harvesting equipment pays pretty. In Louisiana, that probably pays really well, especially crawfish, right? Louisiana crawfish, yeah, that's probably pretty sweet. An honest living, I like it. Everybody now does other stuff, so why not? Why not? There's a bunch of ways of making money, right? So, how's the job market? How's the job market? Well, you tell me. Are you job searching, Jose? We grow a ton of sweet potatoes here. Yeah, sweet potatoes. That's nice. Really nice. Isn't it like really cold in Louisiana right now? I think there was a cold wave, right? Let me check the trusty old interweb. I think Louisiana is cold front. How cold is it in Louisiana right now? Ooh, 45, 50. Ooh, that is pretty chilly. You got a freeze warning. Oh gosh, freeze warning in effect from midnight to 9 a.m. Man, for Louisiana, that is brutal. It was 40 today. You know, I used to do that. Now I can't. Now I just can't do it. Now I just can't do it anymore. I used to. I used to. Yeah, literally it's below 32. Yeah, so when I was growing up in Switzerland, it was like cold. I didn't see the sun for months. It was like brutal. But now, now I live in Vegas, sunshine all the time, and when it gets below 50, I'm freezing. I'm like literally freezing, and I'm like, oh gosh, where are you from? Mason. That is, you know, yeah. I used to live in Orlando. It was like when it was like in the 60s, 70s, people were like wearing jackets and all this other stuff. So it's just crazy. Potato harvesting equipment. I was curious of what part of potato it's repairing in Braxto. Ah, yeah. As to what part of potatoes needs repairing the equipment. Hey, do you think the Fed needs to do more? Oh, this is a good one. Do you think the Fed needs to cut more interest rates in order to have more tech jobs? Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna have to happen. Just slower. Just slower. Because look at how the job market is. It's absolutely brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Are you job searching now or no? Because a lot of my viewers are actually a little older and they're not job searching. They got government jobs. They got super secured gigs. So yeah, but I think people need to. So another big player needs to go to zero before something happens. Tech job market's pretty bad. I don't. Yeah, hope I'm getting a job. So what does that mean? So you unemployed now or no? So yeah. So whenever I look at like economy stuff, I always look at when there's a huge tanking of one company or something, then there's going to be always like a reassurance of like, okay, now we can do it. We're just waiting on universal basic income at this point. You know, Elon Musk's been saying it, you know, like him or hate him, you know, he's been talking about that a long time. It's just brutal because all these people, you can't get jobs, unemployment. You can now file for extended unemployment, and I don't even know how you do that because they don't want you to be unemployment. They want but now they're just like, okay, we'll just do whatever. It's about 20 degrees here now in upstate New York area, Albany. Oh gosh. You know, Paul, I have no idea how you did it. I have no idea. I'd have to heat my car 10 minutes beforehand to just get out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just not good. But you know, the universal income thing. So when you're, so this is like research on it. And when you do universal income, then you have to get that money from somehow. And some say, oh, you can do it with tariffs, you can do it with other stuff. But most of the time, people will just charge more. So universal basic income is just going to be like washed away. The stock market started to crash today. Let me look at that. I was so busy. Stock market. Didn't even have time to the video. Stock market. Let's see the stock market. Oh, yeah, falls. Here we go. As traders, pair rate cut bets. Nvidia plummets after record. You know, when I look at Nvidia, that is probably the biggest overhyped company I've ever seen. Like, let me check Nvidia. Then I'll show it to you. Nvidia stock. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's 6%. That's not too bad. But look at this. Look at how this stock has been going, like this Nvidia. Look at this. It's been up in 5 years like 2,000%. It's absolutely crazy. So when you look at how much Nvidia is worth, it's worth more than I think England, like the whole stock market of England. One company's worth more than England, like the whole stock market of England. How is that even possible? It's one company, you know. Yeah, it came down 6% today, I believe. Yeah, down. Yeah, yeah, 6% today. Not -$9. It's doing great. Yeah, if you got in early, you are rolling high. You were rolling high. But then again, you know, let's see what's the market cap of the opens. Nvidia, how much is? Let's look at it. How much is Nvidia stock worth? How much is Nvidia worth today? So Nvidia is worth 3.43 trillion. Mississippi's richer than England. How's Mississippi richer than England? So Nvidia is worth $3.43 trillion. What is how much value does the UK here we go. As of July of 2024, the stock market value of all companies trading on the London Stock Exchange is 3.43 trillion. I show it so that people can't quote me wrong, right? This is from Google, right? This is from AI search. So as of July, here we go. All companies are trading on the London Stock Exchange. UK stock market is approximately 3.43 trillion. How much is Nvidia? 3.4 trillion. So that is crazy, right? So you're looking at like you're thinking that one company is worth more than anything that England produces. When you have to like compartmentalize it, like think about it, it's absolutely nuts. You know, you're like thinking like, how is this sustainable? 3.4 trillion. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. Numbers of employees, they got a shit ton of employees still. They got like 30,000 employees. They make $60 billion in revenue in 2024. Yeah, yeah, they got net profits are up 8%. Net profit margins 55. It's not bad, not bad, but it's just all these things, when you're thinking about it, I'm just baffled. Like, how is how is one company worth more than a whole country? Like, I get it if it's like if it'd be like Switzerland, like a smaller country. No, it's like actually like huge, huge everything, right? In England, so it's like crazy. What goes up must come down. If it's built on speculation, it will crash hard. Yeah, yeah. So that's what at one point is going to have to come to, right? Like there has to be either a rally of all other stocks or one of them has to come down. Sani, how's it going? Mississippi property PPP adjusted GDP per capita. So yeah, yeah, like when you're starting to do the math, it just doesn't math up, right? When you're starting to do, like, when you're starting to look at it, it just doesn't, like, regardless of, oh, we're in an AI boom, we're in a chip manufacturing boom, you can't, like, you can't do it. It just doesn't make any sense. But I wouldn't bet against it, right? Because who knows how long Wall Street can keep it up. Let's see what AMD has done. AMD's done pretty decent. AMD is also doing pretty good. Yeah, 1 year. Yeah. The reasons why all these big players are really liquidating their stocks now is that they saw a downturn in the market today. Yeah. The thing is that at one point their music's just kind of gonna stop, right? At one point, so I just watched this other person talk about all these AI chips, and he was like some I don't know if it was credible or not, but I saw this person um talk about he seems to be like he was very knowledgeable on like AI, and he said, like all these AI chips are made for smartphones and computers and all this other stuff. So what they're going to have to do is make them bigger with cooling, right? And so when you want to do that, you need to expand the grid, the electrical grid, and do all that kind of stuff and put way more money into it. And so in order to do that, you need a lot more capital. Electricity needs to get cheaper and all that, because you couldn't run AI farms in California. Just wouldn't work out. It would bankrupt you just electric bill. Yeah, you don't want to be the one. Yeah. And you're right. Buy the book. The stock market always bounces back. Yeah, it does. It does over time. Even though there's a dip, it always does. But then individual stocks might not, right? So even though you say, oh, overall the stock market comes back up, individual stocks might never come back. Yeah, that's what they say. Like never ever be the one catching a falling knife. You never want to be that person. And that's the same thing with all these crypto traders, right? Where, when crypto goes down, you never want to be left holding the bag, because other players have way bigger money. And in Wall Street, people use leverage. People use other people's money to leverage their positions, and so it's just absolutely crazy. It's just, for normal people to understand this, it's just not even the housing market makes sense right now. It's just everything is just overinflated, overdone, and yeah, at one point something has to give. Something has to give. Something really has to give, because not everything. So when I look at these articles, they're saying, "Oh, it's going to get better. It's going to get better." But when you look at unemployment and all these people are trying to get jobs and can't, what are they going to do? They're going to run out. They're going to run out of credit card debt, and then you can only write off so many losses till you're done, right? Even if even if you have stock trades and you have investors, and yeah, you're right. you always want to have insurance on stuff, but then talk to these people in Florida that have insurance that didn't pay. So yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. So what else you guys got going on? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So what is going on, people? What kind of questions you got? Where you guys? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now or no? Okay. So I pressed the buttons. I pressed a button. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, property taxes. What I think about property taxes, if it would go towards the funding of the schools, you're probably doing that reference of the video that I did about the schools, right? Because I made a video referencing the schools, like, oh my gosh, all these teachers are going to be losing, their jobs because they just can't keep it going. When I when I make that video, I was like, okay, let's look at how these schools make their money, and they made all the money with all their property taxes and some other stuff and the lottery, but then they misused the funds, then they misused the taxes. So if they would use the tax money for where it's allocated, I'd be like pretty good, but they misuse it, they steal it. So I don't that's why I don't like it. It's not that I don't want homeless people to be on the street, I don't like that. And I'd love to for them to get help and put funds in place for that. But then there's people that come and just use up all the money and steal it. Yeah, congratulations on becoming citizens. Thank you. Yes, here you know. Now, yes. There's audio. I could swear it cut audio off. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Oh, maybe my internet. It's funny, even my internet here, sometimes it's just not good. Sometimes it just cuts out the internet. Yeah. Yeah, if you live in a richer neighborhood, your kids go to the public school. If you're in a poor school, not so great. Like even in rich schools, when you have these rich neighborhoods, people people send their kids to, they misuse their funds. I looked at the Santa Clara, super high value neighborhood in the in the Bay Area, and they paid for chakra cleansing for teachers, $300,000 a year for chakra cleansing, doing stuff. So they completely misused their funds. Yeah. So they misuse their funds. It's not going there, and then they say, "Oh, we need to," and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we're bankrupt. We can't do this." And then you look at all these programs that they're funding, and it's like, why haven't you just funded the schools? Like, give the kids some real food. Let's start giving them food and not tell them pizza is a vegetable. Nothing make schools homeless transition system. Oh gosh, San Francisco and Oakland. Oh my gosh. These cities need a revolution. These cities need to, but people vote for. To be honest, I don't even know how people still vote for these people in San Francisco and Oakland. The mayor got indicted for like how many times now? The mayor of Oakland got indicted with Mayor of Oakland. I don't even know how that happened. So that got Nikki, I believe it was. Oh no, Sheng Tao. Sheng Tao is an American who she was the mayor and got raided by the FBI. Raided. Yeah, that she came on. Yeah, she's gone. I just saw it. Federal. Yeah, right. Yeah, federal agents raided the mayor investigating Tang Xiaodong family for something. Yeah, like you can't make this up. FBI raided corruption investigation involving Oakland mayor. Who thought that was a good idea to vote her in? Who thought it was a good idea? It's it's Netflix makes stories like this. Like when you turn on Netflix, they don't write criminal stories like they do in Oakland, like the Oakland mayor. They could make a soap opera. I live in Texas, Arkansas. It's much better here. Yeah, I bet. I've no move to move. Oh gosh. You know, you gotta. So when I look at these, when I look at this, like in Almaden Valley and Santa Cruz, and I look at the same thing. It's just vote blue no matter who, and then all of a sudden you get these people that buy themselves in, and the idea is great. The idea sounds like, yeah, we want to help the homeless people, and then it's like, oh, I'll give you $10 million on your husband, and then you what was he gonna do? He's gonna help clean up the city, and he didn't do nothing, and he gave contracts to his buddies, and it's all corrupt. So it's like, no, if it was for the right things, I'd be like, yeah, let's help people out, but you can't trust anybody now. They just misuse their funds um, for a job and lost a job. Yeah, what do you mean, lost a job? Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Good evening. All these people be yeah. It's like a saga. It's like Squid Games in real life. It's just California went red for the most central north and south. Yeah, for you got to make these things competitive now. You got to make a move to Cali for a job. And no, I'm not working. Ooh, you're not working. You should join Ali's free community. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you on school. It's called. This is it. Hold on. You should type this in. You should type in Higher Horizon. Oh, here. Type this in. This is free for you to join. Type in Higher Horizon free job search community. It's on school. So you can go on the school platform and type this in. This is Ali's community. And we'll see if we can help you out. LA on fire, 13,000 evacuated. Yeah, it's so when I lived in Santa Cruz, there were fires coming down the hill, and the problem is it's these damn lawyers. The problem, most of the problems is the lawyers. So let me explain this to you. So PG&E makes all the electric grids, right? So PG&E wants to do stuff. Um, wants to like, hey, we need to trim trees. We got to do this. Lawyers come in and sue PG&E that they can't do it because of wildlife or whatever in court. Then in the meantime, there's winds, storms, other stuff, power lines, people, whole towns burned down. Then there's new lawsuits. So then they settle the first lawsuit and they say, oh, we should have done this, we should have done this. Got figured out in court. Oh, we should have done this. Sorry, settled the first lawsuit. Now the second lawsuit's coming because they couldn't do their fire prevention and all this other stuff. Then second lawsuit's coming in. Oh, now you killed people because you couldn't do the first thing that you wanted to do. And so all of a sudden, you're in these constant lawsuits. So what happens? First lawsuit costs a lot of money. Second lawsuit costs you even more money. So what do? You raise premiums. It's an endless cycle. And so then they get sued again. And so it's like, yeah, yeah, I will hit up Higher Horizon. Yeah, do it. Do it. So yeah, so all of a sudden, you're in this huge downward spiral of lawsuits, of paying out a lot of money. And yeah, so here we go. Yeah, yeah. So all of a sudden, you're you're paying out for these lawsuits that you actually wanted them to do. So when you're like, hey, I wanted to have the trees trimmed so the power lines don't fall, but then there was others where it's like, no, this protects the wildlife, and yeah, and laws are for lawyers, yeah, for them to make money, and so it's absolutely crucial for all these people living there, and then who pays for it? The consumer, then consumer, because PG&E doesn't care, right? PG&E is just a company. They're just the CEO. Yeah, they'll replace him, but he still has the debt from the other guy. So it's like a backwards and forward. It's just a spiral down to the bottom where you can't do nothing. If you get like if you're the head of PG&E, can't do nothing. You're like stuck. You're just you can't do anything. You're just there sitting duck waiting for for your time because yeah, consumers always pay. Yeah, yeah, and it's sad actually. It's really sad when you think about it. And then people try to get jobs, can't because you're paying out all these lawsuits, right? So it's a huge tragedy. It's a huge, huge tragedy what's going on. Still have to complete right after 4 years. Yeah, 10 years still have complete right. So when I think about it, like in a competitive way, like I feel like every state should vote, like every county that's been like blue for a long time should just vote red, and every county that's been red for a long time should vote blue. So once that happens, that makes it competitive, so that political people have to spend money and campaign. And so then there's going to be candidates, not just parties. So then you vote for candidates, but you need to have a change where people say, you know what, I'm actually fed up with this. I don't want people to steal my car and go crazy with with I need to make sure that that all four doors needed to be locked because that was a law. That was a law in California. If somebody broke into your car, you had to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that all four doors were locked. What does it matter? You freaking broke in the car. Yeah, filled with lawyers. Hell must be filled with lawyers. Yeah, I wish. Less regulation, more money in people's hands, less gas prices, green, new house. Yeah, yeah. No red county should vote for blue. A lot of people are not happy with how they run Florida. Those are the worst. I don't know. Support who are less worse. Like I think, and so this is where I'm coming from. So there's a spectrum on the blue aisle, and there's a spectrum on the red aisle, right? And so what I'm trying to say is that too much red is also not good, right? And so what you want to do is you want to find the happy medium of what fits in your community, right? Because if you look in Texas and you see all these oil rigs that are just now where there's water coming out like toxic wastewater, you don't want that. And so there has to be like a happy medium where it's competitive and you can still vote on party, but the party's going to have to elect people and not just oh, we're just going to vote for whoever, like that's at least what I'm like trying to say. Like you gotta look at who you're gonna do because if it's just one party, you're gonna get crooks. You're gonna get huge crooks. Yeah, it's okay, but better than Massachusetts, California, DC states. Much less cost of living. Yeah, yeah, not yet. No, Florida, horrible cost of living. Florida. You can't afford. Look at my videos. This dude that I've met in Tampa, his store got flooded 3 times. He can't do it. Insurance paid the first time. The last three, they hired lawyers. They kicked the four-door lock rule. Now that the new law is if you're in your get the trespass burger. Okay, you know. I don't know who would write a stupid law like that. They kicked the four-door lock rule. Now the new law is you're guilty or trespassing the burglar if they killed the loophole. You gotta get the criminals. Like regardless of where you're at, any country. You need to nip it in the butt. You need to nip burglars, crimes. You just gotta. I saw this drone footage of these railroad tracks in LA, where you see that there's crime syndicates just stealing stuff out of trailers. It's absolutely crazy. Like crime syndicates just stealing stuff out of shipping containers while they're driving, and they can't do nothing about it. Floridas of people from blue states moved there because of no taxes for the past 3 years. Like you said, the cost of living is rising too. Yeah, insurance. It's insurance. It's I always say, let the best person win. Let there be a fair election. Let the people vote. And not and not sometimes there's better ideas on the other aisle. And then hey, so be it. But it needs to be a fair election and not just I'm just gonna vote like that. But then you get crooks like Mayor, what was her name? Mayor Schwan or whatever, freaking get raided from the FBI. So yeah, there's crooks and all on both sides. But yeah, like cost of living is something funny where you gotta do it. Videos from CNBC. Which video? Oh, the one with the drones? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's brutal. I think for the people, by the people. Yeah, yeah, And the thing is, when I say about competitive elections, that means that when I say like every state, like if it's been a red county forever and now you start voting blue and the other way around, it makes it so that these big parties need to start voting, not start spending money, and can't just put up dummy candidates. Because at the end of the day, if you keep voting red for like forever, right? Or you vote blue in the same way, you get people that buy themselves on top of the ticket, right? And then you're just going to vote blue no matter who, or red, or whatever it is. And so then you get dummies that don't know what they're doing, that just bought their way in. But you want true people that represent your district, right? Yeah. So you wanna have people that know your district. And I've seen at least 8 drones very close to my house. Yeah. Oh gosh, those drones. Tell me about those. I'm just curious, but what made you want to become a U.S. citizen? What I've why I did it is so when I did when I got my green card, I was like, that's nice, but I was like, I always have to wait in these long, long lines when I travel internationally, and so I was like, they don't allow you to get global entry with green cards. So I'm really a fan of global entry and TSA pre-check, and so I was like, makes sense. And I must have to vote for a Liberal Party, but I couldn't. I'm not a citizen yet. I wouldn't. Where are you at right now? I was Libertarian Party. I'd want to vote for a Libertarian Party. Yeah, that's your right. And see, once you start doing that, you make the field more competitive, right? Oh yeah, pretty deep red. Yeah, yeah. You're not bald. Just figured with the cold hats. Greeting. You're not bald? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But see, that's how I keep my wrinkles out. That's how I keep my wrinkles out. And it's so light out. I always wear a hat to protect my light skin. I'm like the whitest person ever. I don't turn tan, I just turn red. It's just there's like no it's either white or then I'm like red as it can be. At the end, the Fed deregulation, crypto, the stimulus checks, yeah, and that's a cycle. And now, greetings from Breezy Point, Minnesota. Yeah, freezing it's up there, Minnesota. I thought you were bald. Really? Really? Why does everybody think that I'm bald? No, I got hair. Got a lot of hair actually.
Because you wear a hat every day. Bald guys wear hats every day.
Yeah, is that so? I got a crazy hairdo though, so it's like I should probably get a haircut. Yeah. No, it's like no, I am not bald at all. I'd actually rock a bald head. I think like hair like this is just absolutely useless. I I would I would actually go bald. It's just nice. It takes no time to dry off. you're good to go. You can lotion, you can shave all around and lotion it all up. Don't need no difference. Yeah, yeah. Breezy Point, Minnesota. Stop wearing a cap, bro. You look good without a cap. I when it's sunny out, I have to. It's just I like it. But yeah, I'll make some videos without caps. I'll make one tomorrow. If you get up early for work, you have a good night. You have to go to work? Oh man, yeah. Well, Brian, tune in for tomorrow. What topics video should I make tomorrow? Tell me.
Canadian Prime Minister.
The Canadian Prime Minister? Oh gosh, that guy. You know,
Why did he step down?
2 years ago, people were loving that guy. He was like, "Oh, we were so proud of him," and now they're. What do you guys think about Justin Trudeau? Because now people are just like hating on him. People are like, "I'm done. We're done. Let's vote him out."
He's out.
Yeah, he stepped down.
Yeah.
It had to
Trump's
come.
gonna buy Greenland.
It had to come. Meta fires the fact. Meta fires the fact checker. You know what I've noticed is that these fact checkers were so biased that you wouldn't believe. They were such crooks. You'll be literally 10 without a cap when it's sunny day, but it's a good. You still have, yeah, 51st state. I don't know if it's 51st state if it's gonna happen. Now you and I are the rule. Yeah. So, people loved Trudeau like a few years ago, and this is how it changes. And that's what I keep telling people. If people are gonna have no money, if people lose their jobs, they're gonna be mad. And that's how he got fired. He didn't get fired because all this other bringing in all these immigrants, all this other stuff. No, he got fired because people were losing their jobs and they can't afford to live. And as well as keep saying good things about Minnesota. So homegrown company shrink, food, agriculture. Yeah, that's just how he can't. If you as a politician admit defeat, then your state knows. But if you hold on to the illusion that you're still doing good, you're still doing good. That's what they do. That's what they do in politics. They lie to each other. And the common worker is like, I'm starving, I can't do it. But people are like, gotta keep holding on. Yeah, he's a believer. Yeah. Bye bye, Trudeau. Yep. And I love these videos where people were like going up to him and were saying, Trudeau, you got to step down. And yeah, he needs to go. That's the thing is that people can only take so much. People can only take so much, and then all of a sudden they snap and then they're done. It's hard to reel them back in. People have like, when I look at people in my circles, they have such long attention. They're like, no, we can fix it, but then it's so broken that at one point you're like, we're not gonna fix it, let's just get rid of him. I'm working on a song with the theme from Oliver Twist about my rose. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's gonna be interesting times. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really, really interesting. But yeah, it's time flies. It's a lot of people are hurting. Credit card debt, high, unemployment really high. What else? Car repos. We haven't even seen that yet. All these dealerships that screwed over people, gonna see that come due too. And so it's like international debts at all-time highs, and we don't know where the money went. We have no idea. And then I think to max it off, I think they said they're going to give a social security increase. They said we're going to increase social security. I think, and I heard somewhere that it's $2. Social security benefits increase was like $2 or something. Yeah, something like $2. It was like everybody that's taking is gonna get $1 or $2 more. What's $2 gonna do to people? What is $2 gonna do? It's not gonna do nothing. It's gonna say, "Can I get it in quarters?" And then you throw it at the politician. Increase how many dollars? Yeah, I think it was something ridiculous. Yeah. Oh no, here we go. Yeah, it is for depending on how much you're getting. Yeah, it could be anywhere from a few bucks to $48. It's not a lot. It is not a lot. It is almost not worth it. It is not worth it. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, it is not worth it. The governor works. Gets government workers get 10 years of private work. You know, that's just not. How are you? What part of the United States are you from? 788 for. Yeah, that's nothing. You can't live off of that. That's even hard to live off of in Thailand. Um, yeah, that's even hard to do in Thailand. You can't even. Why did you do DR? Why? I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. So what is everybody else doing? What is everybody else doing? Do you have any more questions before I end this live, baby? I'm gonna probably end this live here pretty soon if there's no more questions. Just no more questions. Oh, here we go. I can actually start a QA. Let's start a QA. Let me do that. Ask a question. Oh, I can actually ask a question. Let me do that real quick. How do you think 2025 is going to be better than the last 4 years? How do you think 2025 will be better than the last 4 years? Perfect. Here we go. Let's see. Thoughts on the current state of the Ukraine conflict? Okay, here we go. Thoughts on the current. How long does Ukraine have until total defeat? You know, the thing is with that Ukraine conflict, I think people also mismanaged. I think people stole the money. I think Zelensky did something. Yeah, as long as when the money's gonna dry up, it's gonna be quick. Thoughts on the current state of Ukraine? And Europe doesn't have the money. I don't even think Europe wants to fund it. Low draws, low wages in return to pensions. You know, that's what a lot of people want. But pensions, I think which union was it? I think the union for the like Airbus or something. Just not gonna bring that back. You need to cut aid to Ukraine. Yeah, a lot of people are not, a lot of people say that war needs to stop, will end by itself. Yep. Good night, it's gonna get late here. Yeah, I'm gonna call the N2 here pretty quick because it is getting late over here also. That's Vivek Ramaswamy, Malga, Sensible, bring humans back, golden ages of America. Yeah, if that's, cut the Ukraine war. The thing is just that America can't fund it, like we have so many people here that are unemployed that can't make a living, we can't spend the money. If we were all rolling in huge houses and had money just to light on fire to keep ourselves warm, we could do it, but nah, not in these times. So I gotta get going, people. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are amazing. And yeah, like my videos, please. Yeah. We'll do get a data center 20 billion on Trump's. Yep. US could keep printing money though, right? Of course they can. That's what they do. That's what they could do. That's what they always do. And they just keep printing. If you owe me $100, I just print it out of thin air. That's why BRICS is never going to really go anywhere, because who's going to be in charge of that printing press? You know, they say, oh, we're going to let China do the BRICS. We're going to use Chinese reserve currencies, and China can't even doesn't even want out for its investments. So no, SoftBank's investment, data centers investments by we'll see. It's going to be really, really interesting. Well, folks, I've been on here for 45 minutes. I gotta get going, but I promise you guys I'll do again one over the weekend again. So tune in. If you have a questions, shoot it to me via email, and I will answer it. Shoot me a question on the email, and I will answer it on the next live. I'll do one over the weekend. Trump makes moves. Yeah, he should, and that's what any president should do. I would do the same thing. So shoot me an email. You can go to the about section. Shoot me an email, and on the next live I'll address it. And you guys are amazing, amazing, amazing people. And I'll talk to you guys over the weekend if you have time to zoom in. Awesome content. Thanks.